On the outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you all for your attendance this morning for this Dacia World Cup Challenge press conference. All questions please to the cocktail. Won't be an opportunity for one-to-one as both Ryan and Paul will get up after this. Any questions to the cocktail? We'll start the proceedings with both coaches naming their sides for this, and this game will start with Brian McDermott.
Put me under pressure first, would you? At fullback will be Dacia. On the wings will be Ash Hanley and Ryan Hall. In the centres will be Callum Watkins and Joe Moon. In the halves will be Jordan Lilly and Liam Sutcliffe. Front row will be Keith Carraway, Rob Burrow and Adam Cuthbertson. Second rows will be Brett Ferris and Brett Delaney, and at loose forward will be Brad Singleton. Coming off the bench will be Mitch Garbutt, Jimmy Kainos, Josh Walters and Anthony Malala.
All right, so the North Queensland Cowboys team will be fullback Lachlan Coote. On the wings will be Kyle Felt and Antonio Winterstein. In the centres will be Justin O'Neill and Kane Lynette. In the halves we'll have Michael Morgan and Jonathan Thurston. Our front row will be Matt Scott, Jake Granville and James Tarmow. The second rowers will be Ethan Lowe and Gavin Cooper. And Jason Tamalolo will play lock. Our bench will be Rory Kosjason, John Asiata, Scott Bolton and Ben Hannah.
I've got questions from the floor now.
Brian, having heard the North Queensland team there, do you look on with some envy that you're not able to name the strongest possible team that you would like?
A little bit. There's a little bit of a game of this setting, of this stature. Probably deserves to have both the best squads out there, but it is what it is.
For Liam and Jordan, if nothing else, it's going to be a fantastic experience in terms of dealing with a big game atmosphere and learning from the opposition.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, they're both highly regarded within our squads, and we hope they will go on and become regulars within our team. And we'll see how they go this weekend. It's but for them, they're as excited as you can be. They're really pumped about this.
Can you quantify in words like the challenge that faces this league team?
You know, because of a little bit of adversity we've got at the moment, it is a challenge. But you know, we're not climbing Mount Everest either. You know, it's just a game of rugby league, and we've got to get over the top of a very good team. So, you know, we've done these things in the past. But we concede it is a challenge.
Paul, how do you go into this game? What's your outlook on the challenge?
Look, Leeds have been a proud club and a very strong team for a number of years consistently over a number of seasons, as I said, and they did everything last year. They won all 3 championships. So obviously they know how to win. They have a winning mentality. So what little I've had to do with the club so far, they're certainly got a very good culture, and when you come up against teams like that, there's an expectation that whoever wears the jersey does the job. So with that in mind, we're expecting a tough game. We'll be playing in conditions we're certainly not used to. It's about 40 degrees back home. So, you know, as I said, we're not used to playing in those conditions. And the crowd, I expect, whilst will provide plenty of atmosphere, I don't think there'll be too many cheers for us. But we're looking forward to that. But so, you know, I expect a tough game.
To what extent is it a venture into the unknown for you and your team, given that Leeds have had retirements from last season, they've got injuries?
Yeah, look, one season to the next, there's always a lot of changes and changes in the way teams play. We're no different. We've looked to improve from last year to this year. But look, as I said, I think, you know, it'll be a tough challenge for us. I think, you know, it'll be a good contest.
How are the guys who got injured last week?
Not mega long term, no. They are 6-8 weeks, maybe. We still don't know to what extent, all 3. but it could have been very nasty. So I'm looking at the positives. Now, either one of those were in a state where we were looking at maybe 12 weeks. So they've reported that there's no massive damage in both Tom Briscoe's and Kyle Abbott's ankle, and they'll be maybe 8 weeks, no more. But Ashton Golden, we're still waiting on some information on that. He's got something that's gone on with the ligament that sheared off his bone. So if that heals itself and takes to itself, it's an 8 week, and if it doesn't, needs an op, it could be more than that. So it could have been a far worse scenario on Sunday afternoon.
Is there any temptation to risk both alone, or is he just not?
There's a temptation, yeah. There's a temptation, and we had a that with Jamie Jones as well. They were both not far off. But then you look at the grand scheme of things. We've got another 28 league rounds to go in the season. It would be silly we lose now long term, real long term. Then it would damage our journey along the way in Super League. So, the smart option is to be disciplined and wait while they get back fit, 100%.
Right. Paul Anderson was talking last week with Huddersfield side and similar injury problems, and this is the future of Huddersfield. Just saying, is this the future of the Leeds Riots that you're saying on Sunday?
Well, that everybody's injured all the time, I hope. Yeah, of course it is. And I hope Liam Sutcliffe and Jordan Lilly don't read this press conference and put the collars up and think, oh, that's it, we've cracked it because we're the future. They've still got, with it's not, there's no guarantee they're going to be our starting 6 and 7 in 18 months, 2 years' time. But at this time, we rate them at this moment in time. I think they've got a very, very good chance of that. And of course, because of the fellas that have retired, because the squad continues to evolve, and it's not just the fellas who retired last year. This squad's been changing and evolving from the probable strongest team ever, 2 or 3 years ago, into what's going to be another new team, and each year we're going to have 2 more retirees, and the squad will continue to develop and evolve. So I think we're going to go through this period of people retiring and moving on and bringing new people through another 2, 3, maybe 4 years. Depends on how long Magsy and Rob Burrow play for. There's no time limit on them. So you would think in the next 3 or 4 years they'll be coming towards the back end. So we'll be going through this again. So the squad's going to go through a huge transition. Still will go through a huge transition.
Kind of realised, so given all the injuries and everything else, that if you can win this on Sunday, it would be the club's biggest achievement in years. Do you as coach concur with that?
I don't know. I'm not. That's not my business to make judgments on that, whether it is or it isn't. But I do know sometimes, to win a game of rugby league, it will come down to individuals, and it will come down to a style or a game plan. But then sometimes it just comes down to the group's desire to get the job done. And whether that's us defending everything North Queensland throw at us, whether it's us, doing something that they can't plan for, I'm not sure. And I think it's one of those games that we're not sure, but we'll certainly give it a go.
Well, that's special for your group of players to have won that championship and to be able to go on. And so often it is a change, as we've seen with Leeds, that it's a totally different group of players who come to the World Club to try and tick that box for them.
Yeah, as Brian said, every club and every team goes through transition every year. It's part of the natural cycle of what happens in a team. But we were lucky enough this year compared to last year to be fairly stable in terms of our team. I was lucky enough to name the same 17 that played in the grand final, which is rare to happen. So the positives for that is that you can sort of keep building on what you've already done last year. But the challenges with that is if you dwell too much about what you've done last year, teams can pretty quickly go past you. It's not about looking in the rear view mirror. It's about trying to improve your team. So, I'm pleased as a coach to be able to work with the same group. But it's up to us to work out how we can improve as well.
And what would it mean to you, to the club, to be World Club champions?
Oh, it'll be a huge honour for us. At our club, we won our first premiership last year, which was a massive moment, I suppose, in the club's history, not just for the football club, for the region as well. And to get a shot at this game, you have to win a premiership back home, which is really tough to do. So the fact that we've got this opportunity, we're really conscious of making sure we don't waste that opportunity. And, we'll be playing our hardest on the weekend because it will be something that the club will be very proud of, and will go down in our history if we're able to get the job done on Sunday.
Brian, to what extent does it sort of help team mentality to start fresh and take a break from the league when the undergoing away?
Say again, sorry.
Does it help team mentality to take a break from the league when the company going away and start fresh?
No, I don't think that's a big issue. I'm not. I don't. You know, that's not something we're experiencing. We're not bothered with it. We're only 2 rounds into Super League, and it's not the ideal by any stretch. But at the same time, we're only 2 rounds in, so we'll get better at that. But we're certainly not taking a breather from Super League. This is something we've been looking at for a while. Really excited about. You know, these are the things that I spoke in the dressing room for us after the grand final about. We get to play the World Cup Challenge as well. We get to play the best team in Australia. So, you know, this is more exciting than anything.
Brian, it worked out well last time. Josh Walters came up and made a big game. It's been nice to know that you've got players like that. And Ash Hanley, I think 20 games last year. We know that we've done
It was a very frustrating year for Josh Walters last year, and I do remember telling him that he was in the grand final team, and I remember saying because how you conducted yourself when you weren't in doesn't put heat pressure on you now. You don't get heat pressure heaped on you because you kick and moan and whinge when you're not in and you become problematic. You probably don't stay with us that long anyway, but by the time you get your shirt, there's so much pressure on you. He's a good, honest, hard-working lad, Josh, and he's not the flashiest player just yet. He's only still young in his career, but he certainly works his nuts off for the team. Shanley similar. He played a fair chunk of last year, didn't he? And then when Tom Briscoe came back, loses his shirt, we end up going on doing everything. So, you know, and Ash is for a young man, he's very professional in his attitude as well. So he did a great job for him. Tom was out last year, and I'm sure he's going to give it a go this time as well.
In an ideal world, following with this game played at the end of last season when you were strong.
I think that'd be an ideal scenario. You know, it's great that North Queensland can field 1 to 17, and we're envious of that, and good on them for that. You know, they can feel the same team. But there's so many changes at the end of seasons. You know, normally people leaving, or sometimes coaches leave, and you get a new coach, which has happened a couple of times. So, in an ideal world, how you do that logistically, though, I don't know. You may have to just, who knows? You expand this World Club Series, and just for that 1 year, don't have an international program, and then just, you know, I don't think you can do both. I don't think you could play this at the end of the year and have an international series as well.
But it'd been a big game for you, Paul, if you did come here having won the NRL Grand Final last year, and then had to come here and win the World Round just a week or two after.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to name the same team. A lot of our blokes were, you know, sort of hanging by a thread there by the time we got to the grand final. So I agree with Brian's comments about, you know, it'd be very difficult to have a proper international, whether it be of 4 nations or a World Cup or anything like that, because pretty quickly, you know, your rep guys switch their focus to that playing for Australia. So it would be difficult to then add in another game if that was the case. But it would probably you would probably get 2 teams that would closer resemble the teams that won the grand final the year before. But yeah, as Brian mentioned, I think, you know, it would probably be something that'd be worth looking at. Instead of an international series, they expanded this and made it a bit more of a focus for the game.
Any further questions? Anyone on the floor? Thank you.